What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure back with a new video. And as all of us entrepreneurs know, sometimes some of these days can be difficult to focus. It can be hard to get to work when you first wake up. You just don't want to do it. But we have to find ways to keep our productivity high. So today I'm giving you productivity tips for all of us entrepreneurs that need to know how to make the most out of our days. So jumping right into it, the first tip is one of the tips that I truly need to learn and is one of my goals for this year, and that is simply to take breaks. I have a bad habit of waking up in the morning, jumping right into work, and I will work for hours. I will do 12 to 16 hours in a day, and the only time I might stop is to eat, which usually end up being around 5 p.m. and maybe to go to the bathroom. I'll completely forget to take breaks and just rest for a moment. So just like with any 9-to-5 job that we may have signed up for in the past, we've gotten our lunch, we've gotten those 15-minute breaks, and I don't know about you, but any job I worked, I made sure to take my breaks because they were due to me. That is the same thing with being an entrepreneur. Make sure you take that lunch break, make sure you take those 15-minute breaks. Take those breaks because you need those moments to refresh your mind. And what we probably don't realize is that when we do take breaks, we actually increase our productivity. We work a lot better because I don't know about you guys, but I can work a 16-hour day and then sometimes only work a 10-hour day, and I got just as much done in 10 hours as I did in 16 hours. And that is because I actually took breaks, took a moment to refresh, and then went back and picked up that same momentum I had before my break. Whereas if I just work straight through, I tend to slow down towards the end and I don't get as much done. And along with taking breaks, you'll also want to take days off. So take a day off here and there because we know being an entrepreneur is 24/7 and never ends. But make sure to take a break so that way you can have time to yourself as well. Tip number 2 comes with prioritizing. We all know some tasks may have deadlines, some tasks are difficult, you just don't want to do it, and maybe one of those annoying tasks, one that you just absolutely hate, and then some may be easy and it's like brainless work. My recommendation to you, once you get your task that may have a deadline that you need to get done immediately, the next task you'll want to start with are those that are extremely difficult or the ones that are annoying, the ones you typically don't like doing. I recommend doing that towards the beginning of your day so you can just get it out the way. Once that is out the way, all you have are your easier tasks or the things you actually like doing. So it makes your day feel like it's flowing by a lot faster once you get that one task or 2 tasks, however many it is, out of the way. When you leave it towards the end of the day, it's like that's the thing on the back of your mind and it makes your day feel like it's dragging. Tip number 3, which is something I recently started doing, work in time blocks. I actually tried this in the past, but I did shorter time blocks, like 30 minutes. I realized what works better for me is if I do at least an hour, maybe 1 to 3 hours, depending on how long the task is that I'm working on. And within those time blocks, you schedule it out. So let's say for this 1 hour, I know I'm gonna focus on emailing. For this 1 hour, I know I'm gonna focus on updating my website. In this hour, I know I'm gonna focus, you get the point, like you segment those hours so that way I know I'm looking at the time, okay, I got 1 hour to get this done. It kind of forces me to focus and get it done before time's up. That's kind of like the same concept with when we were in school. We had time blocks for our classes. They segmented those usually like in half-hour or 1 hour class length. College, they may do like a 3-hour class. I actually had some that were 6 hours. But they segment those classes in blocks because we as people tend to lose focus after a while. So we can only focus on one thing for so long. And speaking of scheduling out your day and time block, the one thing you certainly want to do, which you guys heard me say it before, is write it down. You want to write down all the things you need to do, whether you're doing a to-do list. I personally use a planner. For those of you that have been on my channel for a while now, you know I like writing things down, so planning is definitely for me. I literally have 2. One for business and one for more personal. But I have my planners, I write everything down. On my desk, I have little whiteboard that I can write on. Whiteboards behind my desk. I have places that I can write things down. There's always scrap paper nearby me, sticky notes. I write everything down because otherwise I'll forget. Another thing that you can use if you're not a type of person that typically likes to write things down, there's an app called Trello, which this is not sponsored at all. I gave this app a try previously. I had it on my phone. I still have it on my phone. It goes along with that concept of scheduling out your schedule in blocks. And then you can also write down everything that you need to do. So for those of you that may not be into using a planner like me, you can use the Trello app, and that way it's always in your phone too, or on a tablet if you use a tablet. And then for the next tip, for those of you guys that may not want to use a planner but you want to have your tasks that need to be done noted somewhere, or for those of you that even if you write in a planner, I still use this too, but setting reminders using a calendar, that helps you keep up with what your deadlines are. Those reminders will send you those alerts so that way you don't forget what needs to be done, because that kind of causes chaos through your day when you realize last minute this needs to be done, or I forgot to do this, now you need to jump and get it done. So those reminders and calendars always help. And then tip number 6 is learning to cut out distractions, but knowing what to keep around you that'll help you focus. So a distraction may be TV, a distraction may be the phone. Keeping the phone on silent or out of your sight so you're not grabbing it and going on social media. Maybe your kids, if you have kids, might be a distraction. Kick them into a room and let them go do their own thing so that way you can focus on your work. Cut out those distractions, but keep what helps you remain focused. So maybe music helps you focus. Maybe listening to a podcast or an audiobook in the background will help you focus. Cut out distractions, keep what helps you stay focused. The next tip, which is probably one of the best tips for an entrepreneur, is self-care. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, whether it's mind, body, and soul. Take out days. We already talked about in the beginning, taking those days off. Use those days to pamper yourself. In the morning, you may want to meditate or read for a moment. Take a little time for yourself in the beginning, but don't forget about self-care and managing your own energy, because you don't want to start out your day on bad energy, because it tends to linger on through the rest of the day and it will set the tone for your entire day. It's hard to be productive on a bad day. And then along with self-care, you also have to understand self-discipline and self-control. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, especially if you're working at home. You certainly have to understand self-control. You may have days where you don't want to get up and work, and because you have no one telling you you have to be at work at this time or you have to be clocked in at this time, it makes it harder to do it. Or when you're home and you can't focus, you'll start doing other things. But practice self-control, practice that self-discipline, set times that you're actually going to work. Your typical 9 to 5 hours could be your business hours, so you know for sure at least every day you're getting 8 hours of work in. And along with the self-discipline, know to reward yourself too. So when you do have a productive day, maybe you'll have your special meal for that day, maybe you'll have a glass of wine for that day. Reward yourself for doing good, just like a job may give you a raise for working well in a year. And then for tip number 9, when things really start getting super busy for you and you need a little help, set up automations. Let technology be your friend. So maybe certain emails you can set up an automation so you don't have to do. You might start using Alexa to help you with your reminders so you don't have to actually write it down in a calendar, use a planner or anything like that. Use technology as your best friend to help you get things done. And then tip number 10, the last tip that I'll give you for today, when things really start getting crazy and you truly feel overwhelmed, because when you get to a point of being overwhelmed, it starts to feel like you're getting less done in a day just because you have so much to do. That's when you know it's time to hire someone. So don't get to a point where you are ready to give up because you can't handle it anymore. Hire yourself some help, even if it's just like a virtual assistant to help you get some of the things done. It can be a temporary thing just to help you get caught up if you find a moment where you're super busy, but you know things will calm down again. Know when to get yourself some help. But that's it for today's video. I hope you all have a productive week, and thank you for watching.